How do we as Christians engage with our opinions in this world? We're going to talk about that today here on the Building and Bridges podcast coming up. What's up, everybody? My name is Josh Martin. This is the Building and Bridges podcast. I hope that you will click the subscribe button and that you will hit the notification bell so you'll know when new content is coming. Today, we're going to talk about something that everybody has, and that is an opinion. In today's culture with social media, there is the opportunity for the whole entire world to hear what you think about things. The question is, from a Christian mindset, how do we handle our opinions and have influence in the culture around us? As Christians, we're called to influence. We're called to tell people about Jesus, to win people to Jesus. And if we're not careful, our opinions may just very well get in the way. If you paid any attention to this last election, one thing you will find out is that Christians are very opinionated about what's going on in our country. They're also divided about what's going on in our country. And I saw a whole lot of engagement with Christians saying, if you don't believe this, then you're evil, then you're wrong, then you're ungodly. And I saw memes mocking politicians that didn't agree with them. Just a lot of ammunition to cause strife, division. As a Christian, is this the right thing to do? First off, there's nothing wrong with being opinionated. There's nothing wrong with being passionate about what you believe in. But one thing you're going to have to remember, politics and religion are some of the most divisive material out there. And that everybody has different worldviews, different opinions about how the country should be run, about what's most important in the Bible and how God works, because there's so much there to think through and to wade through. Where you get in trouble is when you think your view is the only acceptable view by God. Almost like you are endorsed by God himself with your opinion. When you carry that mindset, intentionally or not, you begin to demonize other people around you. You begin to attack other people around you. And let me tell you what happens when you begin to attack somebody. As you're talking, as you're attacking them, this wall goes up. Think of it like a castle. And there's like the door, the drawbridge. And as the drawbridge comes up, you can't get in because it's closed. Well, this is what it's like when you begin to attack people. They draw up a defense and they're no longer listening to anything you have to say. You could be proclaiming the gospel, sharing the news of salvation, but if you have been ugly, demonizing, and attacking with your opinions, they have no concern about what you think about God. We're not called to find like-minded people. We're not called to convince people to be like us, to believe like us, to have the same political opinions, the same opinions about life. We are called to make disciples of Jesus Christ. And I don't know about you, I'm not Jesus and you're not Jesus. We are finite human beings trying to grasp eternity. And we have our interpretations of what it looks like. And as we read the Bible, we may see things differently. But the reality is we're not making disciples of us, our denomination, our brand of faith, our brand of politics, or to make disciples of Jesus Christ. And if you're going to post your opinions, there's a couple things you need to think about. First off, you need to step back. And you need to think about, when I post this, what's the purpose of why I'm doing it? Am I doing it because I'm angry and I want to vent my frustration? Am I doing it because I know I'm going to tick people off and I'm going to engage in some fighting with people that I don't even know or actually care about that much? Our words matter. You also need to take time to consider others. People believe what they believe for a wide variety of reasons. However they were raised, the culture they come from, the backgrounds they have, their life circumstances. People believe what they believe for various reasons. And you're not the arbiter of opinions and truth. You can contribute to the conversation, but you're not the final judge of everything. And if you feel that way, that's called self-righteousness. And the Bible says some pretty strong things about self-righteousness, about not being self-righteous, to look in the mirror, realize your faults so that you can be gracious and merciful to other people. And think about this. Is it really worth divisiveness to say what you want to say? One concept that I really don't understand is people coding, saying ugly things with, I'm just speaking the truth in love. What in the world does speaking in truth and love even mean? It means you tell a harsh truth because you care. But those kinds of things happen in personal settings. You can't love somebody that you don't know. You can't excuse your words and actions with things like, I'm just telling it like it is. I'm just speaking the truth in love. If you're speaking the truth in love, then that means you love and care for people. If you're speaking the truth because it's on your mind and you think it's right, you're just speaking what you think is right. And you're not going to have the kind of impact that you want to have. If you have a truth that is difficult to accept, then it should be dealt with people you know, people you care about, people you love, in private conversations, in a setting that people will listen because they know you care. This is where I think Jesus excelled and that we often missed out. Jesus said a lot of harsh things. He told the woman at the well, you're sleeping around various men, and stop that. He told the woman caught in adultery, go and sin no more. But in the context of all of that and all the difficult things he said, he cared for people. He fed them. He loved them. He spent time with them. He went to their homes. And he had this rapport with them that if he said something difficult, they knew it was because he cared, that he genuinely cared for who they were. Some people just like to hear their opinions. Some people just want to get their 2 cents in. And then there's people who genuinely care enough to say the difficult things. 2 different mindsets. So before you plaster your opinion on social media, before you get in an argument with a coworker, before the next Thanksgiving dinner, before you get ready to rev up your ammunition to dispense to cause all the fighting that happens every year, why don't you take a moment and ask God to help you have the heart and the grace and perspective you need to actually have an impact? This is what I see happening a lot. You got one person with one opinion, another person with their opinion. And half the time they're just talking over each other and it's chaos. You see this in debates, you see this in commentaries on TV, people just talking over each other. It's just chaos. It's just chaos. And then also you have people, as they're talking, they're saying so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. And the moment they stop, the other person talks just like they never even heard a word they said, because they're not listening to each other. They're waiting for the other person to stop. And as the person's talking, they're thinking about the rebuttal. We do not take time to hear why people think the way they think. Went on a family vacation a while back, and one thing I wanted to do was ride the train. And the train went through the countryside. It looked really peaceful. It was the only thing I wanted to do. So we bought the tickets, went as a family, got on the train, began to enjoy it. Well, I struck up a conversation with somebody and told them that I was a pastor. I do that a lot because it kind of helps soften the blow, if you will. It kind of helps have a conversation about God in a way that doesn't, put up too many barriers. The moment this person realized I was a Christian, he immediately changed the course of the conversation and saying, yeah, coronavirus is a pandemic. Dr. Fauci's so evil. We have all these evil people in office right now, and just went on this tangent. And he went on this tangent because he thought I probably would agree with everything he had to say because all Christians think the same. I didn't agree with anything he had to say at all. The old me a few years ago, probably even a year ago, would have just decided to engage in the argument because I was just tired of hearing Christians say all these things that I don't agree with. I would engage in an argument with him. I would have provided my viewpoints, my documentation, and why I believe in all that. And we probably would have gotten a little bit of a difficult conversation. But you know what I said to him? I just simply said, I don't engage in those kind of conversations with people. It's too divisive. And that ended that conversation. What could have turned ugly was just resolved. And we could have argued and fought, and all the people on that train would have heard us knowing, hey, there's 2 Christians. Look at them just arguing and bickering. People watch what we do. People listen. And before you just write people off, you need to think, what is the larger picture? Winning people to my opinions or winning people to Jesus Christ. And that may require some sacrifice on your part. You are not God. You are simply one of his children trying to figure out your way. Other people are too. Think about that next time before you hit send, next time before you engage in an argument. Think about these things. Make a kingdom impact. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you.